What is a Jew?
Yeah.
Let's start with that. What is a Jew?
Yeah, right.
It used to be that the Jews defined themselves one way. On the top of the mountain, well, around the mountain actually, Mount Sinai, there was a few million refugees from Egyptian slavery who escaped Egypt. Ragtag bunch of refugees in middle of no man's land. In those days, the Sinai desert was not owned by any particular country. It was just, ownerless. And God came to them and said, if anybody wants the job of fulfilling the Torah, fulfilling the Torah involves obligations, it involves responsibilities, and the reason for these obligations and responsibilities is because God created the world for a purpose, and the purpose is to connect to God. And just like God is perfect, it's kind of like God said, I'd like to share this perfection, and I'd like to let other people also enjoy this perfection because it's to their benefit, it's to their pleasure. So God said, you know what, I'm going to create a way for people to connect to me because God is perfect and nothing else can be perfect as God is. And so if you want to be part of that perfection, you got to be connected to God. So God created the Torah, which is a means to connect to Him. And He said to everybody in the world, not only to the Jews, He said, if anybody would like to accept this Torah, I'm not forcing anybody to do it. It involves responsibilities, it involves obligations. But the reason for these particular obligations and responsibilities is because by doing so, by fulfilling these particular responsibilities and obligations, after you leave this world, your soul connects to me. And then you have all this pleasure. Those who said we're willing to accept these responsibilities became the Jews. The people who were around Mount Sinai, they accepted it. Other people didn't accept it, but it's not too late. Anybody can accept the Torah. They're called converts at any time they want. Judaism is not a race. Judaism is not an ethnicity. What common ethnicity do I have, let's say, with a Yemenite Jew? I have around the corner from me. My family was in Poland for 500, 700 years. Around the corner from me, there's a nice Yemenite Jew who's a good friend of mine. We have nothing in common in terms of ethnicity. It's not a race. You can convert to Judaism, you can convert to a race. Jews looked at themselves with this supernatural characteristic of those who accepted the Torah. Now, I'm not asking you to accept this story, that's your choice, but Jews always identified themselves as being the recipients of the Torah. Nothing else. Nothing else. Nothing.